Welcome to the Plant Trainers Podcast, where we're helping people improve their quality of life through nutrition and fitness. And now, your hosts, nutrition and wellness coaches, international speakers, Adam and Shoshana Chaim.
Hey, I'm Adam Chaim.
And I'm Shoshana Chaim, and we are Propelled by Plants.
Today we bring to you episode 468, Dealing with Back Pain, with us.
In this episode of the Plant Trainers Podcast, we're going to be talking about back pain. My back has gone out twice in my life. Both were sports induced, and it was a pleasant surprise that despite being 12 years older, I had a much easier time dealing with it this time round. I think it has a lot to do with the way that I live my life and the tools that I have to help with injury for not only myself, but my clients as well. So we're going to walk you through some of the tools that either I have used or that we recommend to our clients that have been very helpful. I know a lot of you are new here at the Plant Trainers, so I'll introduce you to Adam. He is a volleyball coach, personal trainer, running and triathlon coach, and a plant-based nutritionist. He enjoys helping his clients reach their full potential and realize that they are strong, determined, and they can do anything that they want to do.
Shoshana works with strong women and their families to guide them on their holistic health journeys by meeting them where they are so they can improve cellular communication and achieve their health and life goals with confidence. As a health expert and Redox Specialist, she also teaches tools to health practitioners globally and entrepreneurs so together they can make the world a healthier and happier place. At this time, she's looking to train 3 new people like you to help bring this safe, non-toxic Redox technology across the world. Please email us at info@planttrainers.com if you'd like more information. Enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, now it's more important than ever to stay close and connected to us as we're going to be making some changes here at Plant Trainers. So please head over to planttrainers.com and get our plant-based comfort foods recipe book for free. That's a $14.99 value just by signing up for our newsletter so that you can know what changes are, because we want to make sure that we stay in touch.
And now for a moment of gratitude.
I'm grateful that spring is starting to peek its head out. We get it for a few days and then it goes backwards a bit, but just being able to be outside for a long period of time, feel the sun on my skin, and enjoy time outside with the dog who just yawned, it's great.
I'm grateful for all our new listeners who have come to the Plant Trainers Podcast. We've been doing this for over 8 years, and it's amazing when we get new people listening, so welcome.
Been a while since we've done a show, just the two of us, and not had somebody to introduce and interview and ask about their plant-based journey. Of course, most people listening know about our plant-based journey, starting with your tumor and your heart disease, and lots of episodes that they could go back to hear about that. But today we want to talk about back pain because it is coming up with my clients more and more, and it could be because I'm in the athletic world, people around me are having a lot of pain, not just in their back, but in their knees and hips and stuff like that too, through injury, but we see it a lot through aging as well.
Yeah, so let's focus on the back pain right now. So what is the reason that you find your clients or people really coming to you with this kind of pain?
So I think part of the reason is because they have not been training their body for everything and anything in the future. So they might not keep up with ab exercises or lower back exercises, and then they go out in spring and they start running, or they are shoveling snow in the winter, or they're doing gardening for the first time, and they've just been sedentary for so long and not really building the muscles in their body that it eventually goes. And it could look as simple as, the first time that I did it, I was leaning down to pick up a pair of pants out of a suitcase or something like that, and all of a sudden, boom, I couldn't move anymore. It wasn't because I went down to pick up that piece of clothing out of the suitcase. It was because I had been putting too much pressure on my body. I had just come off a pregnancy. I got permission to exercise again, started training for a marathon, and my muscles weren't worked up. So when people's bodies are not in shape, but then they go to get in shape, they move a little bit too fast sometimes.
And I find once we get older and as we age, back problems seem to be more popular. And you're right, a lot of it is because people are not training their bodies over time. They're not exercising. They're not strength training. Really, most importantly, they're not improving their level of flexibility. And if they're not improving their flexibility in their hamstrings, for example, that has a huge impact on their lower back. If they're not strength training their core, their abs, their glutes, that has a big impact on their lower back. And that's where most issues I find that clients have is that their lower back seizes or they have pain in their lower back. And what do they do about that? How do you deal with that pain? Like, what if you wake up one morning and, you can't move, or you reach down for the clothing that you reach down for and it seizes? What do you do?
Right. And I just want to go back for 1 second and say that there is a smaller percentage of people who are doing these things. They are exercising and strength training and stretching, but then they overdo it, right? Then they overdo it, or, it builds up over time. Exercise is actually stress on the body as well. Good stress, but you can overdo it as well. So there can be sports injuries or traumatic injury too, car accidents,
right,
things like that. But what can you do? I mean, the best thing to do is you need to get help. And you need to ask for help. So at that point, you need to know that you're not going to be able to do everything that you're used to doing. You're not going to be able to be in the gym or exercising or driving as much or standing on your feet to cook or bending down to fold laundry. You need to know the first thing you need to do is think, I don't need to do it all. I don't need to be a hero. I'm going to need help.
Right. And in the short term, you could use the ice and immobilize. And in the longer term, you could use the heat and massage. And going to a specialist can definitely help the situation. One of the little things that I find that just help in general with the back pain or the potential future back pain is just your posture and being able to sit upright, keep your chest up, shoulders back, shoulders down, head looking forward. Like, just getting into a good posture routine could really make a big difference for your long-term back health.
Yes. So hopefully you haven't had your back go out, but this is a time to start that. And if your back is out, that's what you want to start doing too. You don't want to get stuck in that hunch. You don't want to get stuck submitting to the pain kind of thing. You need to build the body through it. And as you do start to move again, slow and steady exercise like yoga, like walking, light stretching. While you're watching TV, do some stretching. First thing in the morning, do some stretching. I know for me, when my back last went out, which I thought it was from maybe not stretching before one of my catchball practices, but it could have also been a combination on the bed that I was sleeping on for a couple of days. And that could have hurt my back too, because then I went back to that bed and slept there one more night and that pain came back. But I would wake up in the morning and put the hot pad on my back, and then I was able to get up a lot less stiff, and I worked slowly through some stretching so that my body would be able to just be the best that it could for the rest of the day. So again, if you're not doing the stretching now and the yoga now's the time. But if you have been through these back injuries, it's time to do that as well.
And just like with any pain, like there's certain foods that you could consume that would help reduce inflammation in your body. And we've talked about these kind of foods on many shows, but you're talking about which anti-inflammatory foods really would help here.
So like the bright colors, so spinach, broccoli, sweet potatoes, berries, watermelon,
ginger, my favorite,
there's
of course.
A great one, right? Ginger, green teas, but good green teas, not just, the regular brands. Beans and nuts, these are things that you want to make sure that you're eating. And also, it's not just what you are eating, but what you're avoiding to eat as well. Avoid the animal products. They're extremely inflammatory, especially dairy. Fried foods are very inflammatory as well.
Yeah, and if you can get some pineapple, the bromelain in the pineapple really helps with anti-inflammation. And then watermelon, of course, speeds up recovery. So it's a great time to grab those fruits as we get into the spring and summer because they're in season. So Good timing.
Good timing. So I wanted to kind of discuss the difference between my back going out twice. We're just going to take a little break here because I want to share with you that growth is something that happens for everyone and every business. And we've been going through a lot of personal and professional growth here at Plant Trainers, and we want to stay connected with you. That's why we're giving away our plant-based comfort food ebook that's worth $14.99 for free at our website at planttrainers.com or by clicking the link in the show notes. Click on that, get on our newsletter because we're going to be making some serious changes and you need to be aware of what's going on. We look forward to connecting with you there. And now back to the show. Once was 12 years ago, a little bit more, 12 and a half years ago, when I was 6 weeks postpartum, my doctor gave me permission to go ahead and start exercising again. So I decided that it was time for me to train for a half marathon. And a couple of weeks into that training, like I said, I bent down to pick something up out of the suitcase and I couldn't get up again. It was weeks that I was flat on my back. We were in Montreal at the time. Adam had to come back for work with our son. He brought our son back home and I stayed with my daughter and nursed her in bed all night because I had nobody to pick her up and bring her to me in the middle of the night. I wasn't going to wake my parents for that. And I ended up staying in Montreal for an extra week or two because I couldn't get in the car long enough to go back home again. And it was really debilitating. And more recently, a couple of months ago, like I said, when I was at one of my trainings to go down to Texas for a catchball tournament, I realized that my back started hurting me and it was more like a QL kind of thing. And I really worked hard at making sure that I iced it and put heat on it and used my Renew 28 anti-inflammatory gel on it. I was doing the stretching. I was doing the yoga. I didn't submit to it. I didn't stay in the same spot. But I think that, and I do eat a much different diet now than I ate then. And I think those differences, even though I'm 12 years older now, it didn't slow me down. Sure. So I put the heating pad in the morning or I was, stretching throughout the day, but I was still able to go to practices. I was still able to walk. I was still able to do all the chores and things that I needed and exercise and things that I needed to do. And I think part of that is because my redox levels are so high in our cells. We're making our energy systems and we're making our anti-inflammatory and our inflammatory system is working and our whole body is really, part of the gut and what's happening inside of our cells. And as we age, we make less and less of these redox molecules whose job is to detect, repair, and replace damaged cells, but also slow down the oxidative stress in the body and make sure that our cells are working at its max. So because I drink this supplement on a daily basis, my body is able to deal with these adversities much better. And because I can apply more of those redox molecules directly to the area with the Renew 28 gel, I can not only take away the pain, but actually work at fixing the cells in that area at the same time. And I think that had a huge difference of why I was able to thrive through this back going out this time.
So going for massage, going for certain other strategies and techniques, but using this gel really made a big difference for your back. And do you find that it's been helping other people with their back pain?
Yes, absolutely. So I went to chiropractor, I went to the massage therapist, and I doubled up on all of the redox that I'm doing. But a lot of clients are coming to me now, whether they're plant-based or not. A lot of people used to say to me, I'm never willing to go plant-based, so you can't help me. I mean, I definitely can. And what I find is they actually, once they feel better, they start to eat these great plant-based foods even more. But yes, they're coming to me with back pain. And some people, it's the back pain that's immediate, like mine, but some people have had these chronic back pain for years and years. And they are getting cortisone shots or thinking about going for surgery, and being able to raise the redox in the body so the body could heal itself the way it was meant to. The body could detox all these other things from the body that's keeping the body from healing. It's really been huge, and it's a blessing because this is 100% non-toxic. Now, a lot of the A535 and Bengay and things like that, what we're putting on, first of all, they stink. Second of all, they're not clean ingredients, but they're not helping to heal. They're numbing the pain, but they're not actually helping to heal. So when we apply the redox signaling molecules to that area or we are ingesting them and drinking them, the body's just working like a well-oiled machine and gets to business of healing on a much higher level.
So we've had other shows where we've talked about Redox, and we'll link to those in the show notes at planttrainers.com. But if someone listening now wants to get a hold of some Renew, where do they go?
So I would definitely suggest that you do not go to Amazon. You will find it on Amazon. It's illegal to sell it there. We're constantly shutting down accounts there. It could be expired, it could be tampered with, and there's no support on how to use it properly there. So definitely email us at info@planttrainers.com. Find us on Instagram at Plant Trainers or my own personal Facebook page, and I will help get you 30% off. I like to do as much as I can for our podcast listeners. So just email us directly, but I will put a link in the show notes. But I want to make sure that you're getting what you need and spending money on only what you need. So definitely contact us. I'll hop on the phone with you, give you a 30-minute free consultation, and we'll get you set up.
And what are some things that people could do right now if they do have back pain and they're not in a position to spend money for care? Are there simple things they could do?
Yeah, so going back to the things that we talked about, they should definitely increase the amount of bright colored foods and anti-inflammatory foods that they're eating and reduce those inflammatory animal products and oils if they are eating them. They should, depending on how recent the injury is, they could be applying the cold, but heat can help them right before they start to stretch or do yoga and move through it. And definitely reach out anyway, because their situation might be different and we might be able to help as well.
Right. Now, I would stay patient and not try to get back so fast into what you were doing. Just take your time, because sometimes it takes time to heal properly, right? You don't want to rush back into something when your body's not ready to do it. So there's a lot of things that you could do with the back pain, a lot of different strategies and techniques that you can employ to reduce that pain. Just, I think the biggest thing is staying patient and knowing that there are tools available and to reach out to find the best ones that work for you. You could always contact us at Plant Trainers on Instagram. You could send us a DM, or you could send us an email at info@planttraders.com. Any last words?
I hope you guys are feeling good.
Feel well, have a great rest of your day or night, and thanks again for listening to the show.
Thank you all so much for listening to this edition of the Plant Trainers podcast. We want to make sure that you subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, or any other podcasting platform.
We really appreciate the feedback we receive from you. Every time we get a 5-star rating or review on iTunes from one of our fans, it really helps other people find us, just like you did.
Thanks so much to our patrons. To become a patron, visit us at patreon.com/planttrainers. Even supporting us with $1 really makes a difference in the quality of the show.
And don't forget to connect with us on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle is @planttrainers. Like Plant Trainers on Facebook, join our newsletter, and check out our website at planttrainers.com for awesome recipes, a list of our services, and of course, our latest podcast.
We encourage you to email your questions to info@planttrainers.com so that we can help you improve your quality of life through nutrition and fitness.
So we hope we've inspired you today. Join us again next time and have a healthy day. Or is that too corny?
It's a little cheesy.